We know exactly who we are and what we believe. Our organisation was founded based on a charter signed on November 2nd, 1969, and the core pillar of that was fundamental human rights. We are a human rights organisation. We believe that self-determined right to gender identity and expression are fundamental human rights. We believe that every person has a right to identify and express their gender without fear of intimidation, harassment, or a requirement to justify their existence. We believe that fundamental human rights should not be debated. And we believe that every one of us, especially state-sponsored organisations, have a duty and a responsibility to protect and safeguard the most vulnerable and marginalised members of our society. Some of these beliefs are protected by law, and some by common decency. But they are our beliefs, and we have always been honest and open about that. The actions of RTE over the past week demonstrated to us, and more importantly, the community that we represent, that not all of our beliefs lined up. So we ended our media partnership. We want RTE to make a renewed commitment to implement its diversity and inclusion strategy, to deliver on its commitment to provide diversity and inclusion training to all employees, and to ensure that in the future all programming will strike the correct balance between editorial freedom and the right to free speech, while protecting and giving a voice to vulnerable minorities like the trans and non-binary community in Ireland. We know that this will take time, and we are happy to support them every step of the way. We're most famous for our annual March and Festival, but we actually spend most of our time delivering our Pride at Work diversity training and education programme, which we are happy to offer to RTE. We also want to be clear that we do see and value the good work that RTE has done in many areas, and the support we have received from them over the years, from RTE and from the workers of RTE, many of them members of our community and our allies. And we want you to know that you are welcome to join us as we mark Pride this year. My final ask is a bit of a cliche, but for now, let's just be friends and see how that goes.
There is no doubt that the unmoderated hate speech featured on RTE was extremely triggering and deeply hurtful to our community. In the wake of the attacks and murders on LGBTQ+ people in Ireland, which have become too commonplace, this behaviour and language is simply unacceptable. And having to defend your right to exist is exhausting. Being afraid to walk down the street holding your partner's hand is exhausting. And having to listen to your existence being debated on our national radio is exhausting. We face challenges in the society that our straight cisgender peers don't have to think about. And in 2022, we should not have to face these challenges, and we expect a far higher standard from our national broadcaster.
Without a doubt, this situation is one of the most significant and challenging moments since Pride began for the trans community in Ireland. We shouldn't have to justify our existence, and to hear the anti-trans rhetoric on RTE and in other media outlets affects my community's mental health and well-being. Dublin Pride's stance was the only possible response to the hate speech evidenced in and facilitated by the media. It's time to move on from denying the trans community our basic human rights and to celebrate Pride for what it is, both a protest to ensure the fundamental human rights of trans people and a celebration of who we are. Over the past few days, I've been delighted to be contacted by many friends, family and work colleagues who wish to support me and my community in this difficult time. There's little doubt that this moment shows that the vast majority of the Irish public understand and care for the trans community. And I'm reminded of the wonderful result in the marriage equality referendum and how this is now being reflected in the trans community's time of need. So therefore, let's look towards the future with optimism and work on improving trans healthcare and introducing gender recognition for non-binary people and, of course, hate crime legislation. Thank you everybody for your support, and let's have an amazing Dublin Pride.